Hey and welcome to this new video of learning ECMAScript6. So in the previous video we learned about classes or how to create a class, and in this video we'll continue with that in class and we will learn about inheritance. So if we want to create another class that, for example, has the same attribute and maybe some other attribute, but it has the same attribute, name and age, no need to create another class, and we create this constructor with the same thing. We copy and paste. We just create another class and we inherit the property and the method of this class. So how we can do that? That's what we will see. So let's create a new class. Let's name it, for example, customer. So class customer, and it will extend from person. So now we have that this class, it extends from this class. That means that this customer class has this method also, and this function of say hi.
Customers. As a different example, let's see, we'll do another static method. We can say static transfer balance. So let's say we want to be able to have our customers, one customer transfer their account credit to another customer. So maybe we should call it transfer credit. Okay, so we take in customer 1, customer 2, and let's get rid of this declaration down there. So let's say we want the customer 1 and customer 2 to be able to transfer credit. So maybe we should call this something like source and target. Source target, for example, and we can do const amount equals source dot account credit, and then we just say target dot account credit. plus equals amount, and source dot account credit minus equals amount. So this will allow us to transfer the credit. Pretty straightforward, but let's try it out. So we'll get rid of the, we'll leave this as is. We'll do add credit, reduce, and then let's say we want customer 2 to give all of their credit to customer 1. Right? At the time of this line of code, customer 2 has 25, we can say dollars in terms of credit. And we want to be able to say, let's say customer dot transfer credit from customer 2 to customer 1. Okay, cool. So here we'll console log customer 1 dot account credit, and then we'll do the transfer. Separate this out a little bit. Then we'll do the transfer, then we'll check the account credit again. Console.log customer 1 dot account credit. Let's see if it works. Run. Okay, looks like it was successful. So originally the account credit was 50, and then it got 25 transferred over.
So now we can extend or call this say hi but with the customer. So how we can do this? So first let's initialize our customer. Let's name it just C equal new customer. And since it extends from a person and this, we know that this person class have a constructor that has 2 arguments. That means also in here we need to put those 2 arguments. So let's give it a name and let's give it an age also. And after that, let's, for example, let's call this function. So c dot say hi and let's run. And we see that hi from person class, even if we call it with the customer class. That means that the extend is successfully. Now how about, for example, if this customer have other attributes? So how we can do that? So we know that now the attribute or the thing that we want our customers to be initialized with, we put them in the constructor. So we need a constructor. So constructor, and here let's add new thing. For example, let's add phone. So here the phone is the new thing to this customer, but since we're extending from the person, so here that means we need also to extend this constructor, and this constructor has 2 parameters. So we will just copy this and paste it in here. And here we will not do this because we already did it in the person and we'll extend from it. So we need to call it with super. So super, and here name and age. So what does this super tell to our JavaScript? So it tell him that this name and age, they are not proper to this customer, but they are we are extending them from the parent class. That means the class that we extend with, or we inherit from. It's a person. And then after that we will need to initialize this phone. So this dot phone equal to phone. So now here we need to add some phone. So let's just type, for example, zeros for the moment. So now if we console log this C, so console.log and our C, let's see now, clear and run, and we will see an object with the phone of zeros. Let's type here a 1 at the end, clear, run, and here it is, 1. Let's type bunch of numbers in the middle, clear, run again, and here it is. So now how about, for example, if we let's create a new class in here. Let's just say hi, and now from customer class. So now let's invoke, or let's call this function. So c dot say hi, and let's clear and run now. So run, and we will see that it's from the customer. Even in the, before putting it, before writing it, when we did this, we see that hi from person class. But when we did this, and now we have a function that he can call directly from the customer. No need to go to the mother class or to the parent class and call it from. That's what we said, or what we called override, or how to override a method. So how to override a method is just, for example, a method that it exists in our parent class, but we type the same name of the method but with different body. So this is basically what override is. There is another concept called static method, but if you are still beginner, don't bother yourself with it, but it's good to know. So this static method, basically what it did, it just, for example, we don't call it by the name of the variable. For example, here C, we call it by the name of the class, for example, customer or person. So let's type, or let's let's do an example here. Let's add another variable, this dot, for example, money equal 0 for the moment. He is broke. Let's add a function, and let's call it add money, for example. So add money, and let's type it amount. Let's give it amount as parameter, and here we will return this dot money plus equal the amount. And here let's, for example, see money or show money, for example. Show, I think it's better. So show money, no parameter, and it has in a return, let's type console log in a return, so that will be easy. So console.log, and it will just put the money, and just type it with ES6. So money equal to, so this money. So now console.log, or just what I did, let's call this show function. So c dot show money, and in the first place we need to see 0. So clear, run, and money equal to 0. So this is for C1. Let's create another customer, and let's name it C2, for example. So c2, and let's add some money, or let's give some money to this c2. So c2 dot add money, let's give it 20 or 200 for example. Here let's add dollar, and now, or let's now see the money, or show the money for the c2. So let's clear, let's run now, and the first for the c1 it's 0, and for the c2 or the customer, second customer, it's $200. So now let's make this show money static. So we just type this static, and basically now if we did this, I believe it will be an error. Yeah, it's an error, because as I told you, when a function becomes static, we don't call it, or we can't call it by the name of the instance of or the variable. We name it by the name of the class, so it become like related to the class and not to the instance of the class. Now it will work. So let's clear and let's run. Undefined, why is that? Let me add money for the first one also. See, add money. So clear, run, still undefined. Or let's make it even like interesting, and here let's type, for example, if we have two customers, so c1 and c2, and here the money, for example, c1 equal, and here let's type and, for example, c2 money equal to $, and c2 dot money, and here it will be c1 dot money, and here for c1 we say that we give it 0, and here for the c2 we give it, or we will give it add 200. So here c and c2. Now if we clear this and run, we will see that money of c1 is 0 and c2 money is 200. We will add the dollar at the end, dollar. So clear, run, and here it is. Now let's add some money to c1. So c1 dot add money, and let's add, for example, 2000, and here let's add just 100. Clear, run again, and here it is. So we see that in this customer, or with our static function, we can call two customers, and because like it's static function, as I told you before, it's related to the class and not to the instance of the class. So now we know how to create class in the both way, also how to inherit from class. We did like a little example with static function. So I think this is all for this video. In the next video we will be like finishing with classes, and we will go and talk about callback and promises in ECMAScript6. So I think this is all for this video. See you next.